Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath.
Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Remember, family, remember those pillars, family. Breath, water, culturally appropriate diet, movement, and rest. Oh, family, what a powerful combination, right? What a powerful combination that is. And man, I want to welcome you in to the Daily Spark. I'm your host, Brother Hatim, and I want to say great Umoja to each and every last one of you, man. We are on the day of Umoja. We are on the day of Umoja during the week of Ujima. Now, this means that any babies born on this week, right, they are a double Ujima baby. Now, if they are born on Ujima, they are a triple Ujima babies, right? So, hey, now, we got some powerful babies, some powerful collective work and responsibility heroes that are going to be born during this week. But anyway, just sharing that. So we want to clap it up for the Ujima babies, right, as well, because this is your week. All right. So now let's move on. Let's get into what we need to discuss today, man. Make sure you like, share. All right. Of course, make sure you subscribe and please leave a comment so I know that you like what you're hearing or don't like what you're hearing or what changes can be made. Now, also, if you could, right, go down into the description. Get on our email list. Click the link. Let's exchange information. Yes. Come on over. Get on the Telegram and let's build, right, family? Listen, I'm doing all types of things over there on that Telegram, and I want to do more. I'm trying to learn how to do more, but like I said, I want to get more people over there before we start doing things. Also, for those that want to go a little bit deeper, get the e-course. Jump on the e-course and go on and go deeper. Now, this Kuumba coming up, I will be holding a class for celebrating Wet Rinpat or the Kemetic New Year, right? Excuse me. And I'm on the discussion. Woo. I had to watch those different languages. Wet Rinpat kind of went down. Anyway, the Kemetic New Year, right? And the subject is living in Nguza Saba. So come, bring your notepad. You got your Nguza Saba narrative map, because I'm going to walk you through the structuring of the map. I'm going to walk you through the self-mastery process, the self-mastery subtractive process, right? And we are going to build, and when I leave, right? When I get done with this session, you can be changed. I ain't gonna say you will be. You have the tools to change your life right then and there. And then I'm gonna challenge you. Let's start building. We need to work together. Or maybe you might need to find out, hey, I don't need to work with you. I got you. But hey, it's all going to be beautiful. It's all going to be powerful. So come on out. All right, family. So first things first, I want to make sure that we cover the proverb of the day. The proverb of the day. The proverb of the day. Let's go.
It's the proverb.
You know I was going to find a way to bring it back.
The proverb.
The proverb. All right, all right. The proverb of the day says, even the Niger River must flow around an island. This is a Hausa proverb. Now, I want you to think about this, right? Because this was the most powerful body of water outside of the ocean that these people saw. So they're looking at this thing and how powerful and how it has carved its way through the earth. And they looked at it and they say, man, even this powerful river has to make detours. Even this powerful river has to kind of change directions and work around things. So if this mighty thing in nature has to do this, right? This mighty thing in nature has to do this, then so do we, right? Now, this is what a lot of people don't understand, because the river understands and the earth understands because they've been around long enough. The river stay consistent in doing what it's doing. Eventually, it will carve away the island. I don't think they heard that. I don't think they heard that. Listen. Somebody type out, say if you feel me. Look. You stay consistent long enough, you'll wear down. You stay consistent long enough, you'll wear down the islands in your life. But you are going to have to make subtle adjustments until that time comes. And you may find that going in the direction that you might need to go, or separating in the way that you have to flow around this thing, might be towards your benefit. Many of us get so caught up on what we want that we can't see the guiding hands of our ancestors or the Creator or whatever you believe is out there working. Many of us claim this spirituality, but we cling to this limited knowledge of this person we are right now. We don't plug into the eternal us. We don't plug into the higher self, right? So that we can hear the messages of those that were here before us. So we miss it. So we just bang our heads because we think we know best. But sometime we need to step back and flow around. Family, I know somebody out there needed that, right? Somebody out there, you're running your head into something and you're like, I got to do it this way. No, you don't. No, you don't. Flow around. Become fluid like water. Fine. There's another path that you can find. And I know some of y'all say, hey, there's no compromise. I can't compromise. What? That's called adaptation, right? Animals that are still around today were animals that were able to adapt, right? I want you to think about it. If what they're saying about this meteor that hit the earth is correct, that destroyed all the dinosaurs, right? The only animals that survived were little mammals that were able to adapt to the situation. Come on now. Without adaptation, you wouldn't be here. Human beings have adapted to our different environments. If we came from a warm environment and we came to North America and settled in Ohio and refused to adapt because this is the way that it's always been done, those individuals that had that mind state, their gene pool is dead. I'm just saying, family. We grow by adaptation. We grow by learning. Let's don't be stupid, right? We need to learn to flow with the contours of the things that's around here. Not losing ourselves, but adjusting our path. Our path is not us. Sometimes our ancestors drop shit in our path, drop islands in the flow of our river of life so that we can make the proper adjustments and get to where we need to get. I'm just saying, family. I didn't even mean to go in on that one, but it hit me. Now, let's move to the algorithm of the day. The algorithm of the day is, I am never alone. I'm a manifestation of 1,000 ancestors. Family, this brings us back to what we call in Gye-nyame the family pyramid. I know some of y'all call it the family tree. I call it the family pyramid, right? Because you are standing on top of two people, in a sense, metaphorically, who are standing on four people, who are standing on 8 people, who are standing on 16 people, who are standing on 32 people, who are standing on 64, who are standing on 128, who are standing on 256, who is standing on 512, who is standing on 1,024, who's standing on 2,048. You get the idea, right? Right there, just that many generations back. You are backed up. You are never alone. Once again, you are never alone. You are the manifestation of 1,000 ancestors. And if you learn how to plug in, if we learn how to plug in and draw on this wisdom, oh my God, what can stop you? Who and what would dare stand in your path? What could stand in your path with you plugging into all those ancestors, right? And if we look at how our life cycle goes and who we really are, we are not only standing on the shoulders of those in the past, we have those yet to be born that's with us. And then on top of that, oh my God, let's think about the wisdom that is around us in our lives right now. We are total beings. We have been living our lives as isolated individuals when we have been surrounded by help. Many of you are getting high and getting drunk, trying to quiet the voices that may be trying to guide your life. Many of you are running from people who may have the wisdom in your present life right now that you need, who may have the lessons for you. Come on now, you are never alone. You are a manifestation of 1,000 ancestors. Say it with me. I am never alone. Come on now. Come on. I am never alone. Come on. I am never alone. I can't hear you. Can you hear him? Can you hear him, Simba? Simba said he heard you. I am never alone. I am a manifestation. Come on. I am a manifestation of 1,000 ancestors. Of 1,000 ancestors. Say it with your chest. Say it with your emotions. Let it roll around in your mind, right? Allow it to fire up your intuition so you can start, oh, damn, I do remember, oh, boom, boom, having all these things pop up, right? Have it moving in your mind. Have it move your emotions. Have it move your spirit and allow yourself to feel it in your body. We have become disconnected. We have allowed these people to disconnect us from who we are. And Gye-nyame is here. Gye-nyame is here to reconnect you. We had a responsibility. Somebody type Ashe if you feel me. Somebody type Ashe if you feel what I'm saying to you right now. All right. Now, let's get into what's the Mbutu loop. The Mbutu loop for the day is based on the word cohesive. We are on Umoja, and the adjective that we are using for our Mbutu loop today is cohesive. All right, for those that don't know, I want you in your mind, if you could, take a deep breath. Those of you that have done the meditation with the numbers or have meditated before and you are able to go into a deep state, I want you to go and see yourself, say relax, or whatever keyword you have to take you to your deep state. I want you to see yourself. Now, see yourself properly. Now, come to the workshop so I can talk to you about that. See yourself properly, right? Reaching out and you see a number 8 in front of you, right? In the top circle of the 8, you have the word I, and in the bottom part of the 8, you got the we. You're going to take one of your hands, whatever hand is your strong hand or whatever hand you want to do, reach out in front of you, and you're going to turn that 8 to an infinity symbol. Now, you see the energy flowing around. You see it flowing from the I around through the E, going through the loop, coming back around to the I, back to the we. I am because we are because I am because we are because I am. And you feel and you can see that cycle. Feel that cycle in your body. Now, what I want you to do is add the adjective now. I am cohesive because we are cohesive. We are cohesive because I am cohesive. And we are cohesive because I am cohesive. I am cohesive because we are cohesive. We are cohesive because I am cohesive. I am cohesive, say it, because we are cohesive. And we are cohesive. Why? Because I am cohesive. Now, your individual development is lined up with our communal, our group development. The more developed you become, the more developed we become. The more developed we become, the more developed I become. Right now. So this means that you need to start connecting yourself into Ubuntu circles, into circles that you can grow with. Right? Because some of us are going down because of the group that we are hanging around. I'm just saying. I reflects the we reflects the I. So I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there for you. So the word for the day is cohesive. And in Gye-nyame, when we say cohesive, we say bound tightly together so no external force can create a fracture. Now, first off, I know a lot of y'all thinking, well, that's about groups. Remember, everything in our self-mastery process starts with you, starts with the individual. Of course, it's the collective, but I want you to think about this. Remember, there are 5 parts of your being that you need to make sure you are using your cohesiveness with. Because when it say bound tightly together so no external force can create a fracture, remember the definition we use for the self. It's the absolute, complete, and perfect aspects of a being that are not influenced by external circumstances. Right? The intuition, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. You don't need a fracture in between those. Just like we don't need fractures in between our relationships. You understand? So on the micro level, you reflect the group because there are many parts of you. And you need to make sure those you are practicing cohesiveness inside so that you can exercise and demonstrate cohesive when it comes to working with others. You get it? You get it? Now see that in your mind. I am cohesive. See it floating around the infinity symbol. I am cohesive because we are cohesive. And we are cohesive because I am cohesive. And you see how it works and how it builds upon itself and how, because you get it locked into your mind, it can move faster. And when you have a problem during the day, come back to either the algorithm or the Ubuntu loop. I'm giving you symbols. I'm giving you signs. I'm giving you things that you could work on throughout the day. I'm giving you what we call in Gye-nyame crystallized wisdom. Making it simple. I'm giving you heuristics. Right? Because unfortunately, I ain't going to say unfortunately, but we have to use heuristic. We have to have clues. We have to have points, touchstones that we can rub on to remind us about where we are and what we're supposed to be doing, because this world is designed to take you off course. All right. So we did all that. Now let's move to the haikus of the day. Before I get into my script. All right, we're gonna see what this script has pulled down for us. The first haiku is, I am not alone. I stand with my ancestors that guides all my moves. Is that man haikuing? Is that man haikuing? Can I? Anime agree. I'm haikuing this morning. I'm hot this morning. I am not alone. I stand with my ancestors that guide all my moves. That is from the proverb. That was motivated by the proverb. Now, here go another one motivated by the proverb. Sometimes changing course can throw us totally off, but it may be good. Sometimes we get so caught up into our little patterns that sometimes we need something to shake so that we can realize what's happening and start thinking. Because I understand patterns are good. Patterns are time savers. But every now and then we need to look up from our patterns. We need to look up from our practices and see what we might be missing or what we might need to subtract and start adding, right? Not get so locked into something, right? Because it's good to have people around you that are consistent, like Brother Tim. I'm very consistent, but you need to make sure that when you are being consistent like that, you need to every now and then kind of break the cycle, look at the cycle, and see if it still is useful or are you just holding on to it for comfort's sake. You dig? All right. Now, here's the next one. Was that a good haiku? Was that? Oh, Simba like that one. Okay. All right. The one that makes change often are minorities who have organized. So I was doing some homework yesterday. It was great. And it's, family, let me tell you this. Once you start walking on this path, things start lining up. So, it gets eerie sometimes, right? So, I'm doing this thing called, hold on, I'll tell you the name of it. One of these subscriptions. I know I'm supposed to cut subscription, but it's called Deep Stash, right? And basically what it is rather than you getting stuck on the algorithm it's still an algorithm, but rather than you getting stuck on what's out in the world, it gives you pieces of books that you could digest. And I was going through a book yesterday that was, matter of fact, I'm going to give you the name of the book. Let me give you the name of the book. Let me see. Damn, what book was it? It's Naked Economics. It's a book called Naked Economics. So it's taking me through one of the books that I'm doing right now. It's called Naked Economics. And what they were talking about was the power of the minority. Now, of course, in Gye-nyame, we got your small change to make a large change in the community, right? The idea of the stubborn minority piece, right? But what they said is politically, the small organized groups are usually the ones that control things. I want y'all to think about the situation and our situation in America. It's usually the small organized group that run shit. There's a small organized group that is running shit in America. Now, I know some of y'all minds are drifting off into some conspiracy bullshit, right? And I could dig it, right? But I just want you to pull back, and I want you to get why I'm saying this for us, right? The ones that make change often are minorities who have organized. I'm saying that for us. I'm not looking at any of the conspiracy theories out here. I'm saying this for us. And Marcus Garvey said it best. Speaking of Marcus Garvey, remember yesterday was the day that they had that convention in New York. So let's quote Marcus Garvey. What man has done, man can do. How hard is it with the technology we have right now to become organized? And we don't even need all of us. This is why I keep talking to y'all about tribes, right? Because tribes can work together. My tribe could work with your tribe. Your tribe could work with another tribe. We could all work together and we could maximize. We don't all have to agree on everything, but we could agree on what we want to control. You understand, right? And we could fight for the spoils after we get it, right? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Let's fight for the spoils after we get it if we even need to fight, right? So what this is saying is the ones that make change often are minorities who have organized, a stubborn minority. Are you that? Can we become that, right? Can we do that in Gye-nyame journey, right? One of my brothers called me yesterday and was telling me about what's going on with city council, right? And the whole piece is, can we organize enough to grab some of those seats? Can we organize enough to get half the seats? Or can we organize enough to influence every last seat? That's just your local. But now some of y'all be like, oh, what's going on? Family, listen. All politics are local. If we are able to control what goes on in Columbus, it's a good chance, because Columbus is the center of Ohio, that we can influence stuff all over. In fact, we could get people to copy what we're doing in Akron, Cleveland, Dayton, because we got people in every last one of those spaces. I just said Cincinnati, Youngstown. Come on now. I'm just saying. All we got to do is set the example. We were talking about changing the world by doing nothing but complaining. What I'm saying is we have a city that we can change. See, because I want y'all to see what's happening with New York. Just by the fact of that dude, Mamdani, I think that's his name, in New York, just by the fact of him stepping up and doing something, it's inspiring other people who had similar thoughts to do something very similar. We can change the politics of the city we are in. Come on, family. We could determine who's fixing the roads. We could determine how many parks there are. We could determine the curriculum in the schools. We could determine how the busing run. We can ultimately, basically, damn near almost determine how schools are funded. I know we got to go through the state. I know we got to go, but we could throw a big ass hat in that fight. You know what I'm saying? We could put a dog in that fight if we want. I just want y'all to think about that, right? So all of the stuff that we're talking about is not just to get us to become better spiritually. It's about getting us to become better spiritually as a group. And to be better spiritually as a group, we have to be able to take care of the group. And we have to be able to take care of those who are not. Because remember, in Gye-nyame, in Gye-nyame, God stands in the congregation of the mighty and judgment of God. How long will you judge unjustly, accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hands of the wicked, for they know not, neither do they understand, for they walk on in darkness while all the earth is out of course. A majority of the scripture that we use in Gye-nyame is about serving others, serving those that don't know no better, not becoming victims of them, but serving them, right? In a healthy way, allowing them to have free. If they want to accept being blind, hey, let them go. But a majority of what we are supposed to be doing is serving, defending the poor and the fatherless, those that are undefended, those who are not provided for. Be those providers. That is what we are supposed to manifest. That's what we're supposed to become. That's how we are able to become wealthy. We serve those who don't have. They don't have what we have. I'm just saying, but I'm going to stop right there. Now, Lord have mercy, I ain't even getting into the script. All right, anime. Hold on. I got one more haiku. A confused giant, in most cases, be controlled. In most cases, is controlled by something small. You get it? A confused giant in most cases is controlled by something small. Family, we don't have to be big. Matter of fact, yesterday we just celebrated the Battle of Cannae, where Hannibal whooped the hell out of the Italians, out the Romans. He whooped the hell out the Romans with strategy, not numbers. Something small controlled something large. They say that man and his crew slaughtered the Roman army so bad that the river ran with blood. Come on now. Come on now. I want you to think about I want you to think about how much killing was going on. Not that I'm a warmonger, but I want you to think about that shit. 50,000 against hundreds of thousands. And most of the 50,000 were not even his. They were mercenaries. Good grief. Good. Give me a thunderclap on that one, anime. All right, let's move to the script. Let's move to the script because I'm running out of time. All right, let's get it. Actual haiku for the day. 7 sticks bound tight, single branches breaks in the wind. We were never alone. Of course, the proverb is, even the Niger River must flow around the island. So I want y'all to pull up a chair on the symbolic Gye-nyame porch until we going to raise this money to actually get these Gye-nyame porches and these Gye-nyame spots where we could come together and have fun and do rituals and stuff like that. And eventually, as Simba gets land, you know what I'm saying, we have a place where we could travel to, several different places to travel to. It's coming. It's coming. Right? I got some great minds. We got great minds working on pulling all of this together. And once we get it, family, once we get it, it's God, right? Because we got the folks to make sure we hold on to it, right? We got the folks to make sure that we don't necessarily go back down the road of that as a Black Wall Street, but let me say this, and I want to say this about the Black Wall Street piece. I want y'all to understand why they flew the plane in there. Same thing with Philadelphia. I want you to understand why they had to bring planes into that issue, into the issue that happened at Black Wall Street. And even because they couldn't and wouldn't go to battle with these people. They was ready on Black Wall Street. I want y'all to understand that. See, we need to stop with the whole massacre piece, right? Because how can I put it? Because when we say massacre, it almost sounds like they just ran through there and we was just laying, yes sir. Oh, nah. We was putting them down. They couldn't cross those tracks like they thought they was. And they had to call in reinforcements so that they could march across the tracks and do what they did. So they called in air support. You only call in air support when you're getting your ass whooped on the ground. You understand what I'm saying? If you're able to just come through without any problems, understand what is being said to you. Oh, the Black Wall Street massacre wasn't no goddamn massacre. The battle. So let's be clear on that. All right. So back to the porch. Let the noise of the world quiet down for a moment. Because today we are standing in the sacredness of the principle of Umoja. For the uninitiated, those that are new, is unity, vibrating in a deep, regal energy of purple, right? Now, when we speak of Umoja, modern society tries to sell us a cheap counterfeit. They try to convince us that unity means uniformity. I'm pausing on that one. Shots fired. Some of you are masquerading unity for uniformity. They both got uni in there. One, but we need to be clear. Everyone thinking the exact same thoughts, marching in robotic lockstep, or wearing the exact same mask. But the elders taught us something far deeper. Look at the Hausa proverb handed down through generations. Even the Niger River must flow around an island. When a mighty roaring river encounters a solid island in its path, it does not collapse, throw a temper tantrum, or dry up in frustration. It recognizes the boundaries, wraps its powerful waters around the obstacle, unites seamlessly on the other side, and continue its relentless march towards the sea. The river is the collective consciousness of our people. The island represents the obstacle, the systematic pressures, personal trials, or historical walls built to stop us. Umoja is the intelligence of the collective body that knows how to adapt, flow together, wrap around difficulties, and stay united in purpose, regardless of what sits in the middle of the stream. Now, family, where can we put this out in history? I got to. Listen, going back to the Battle of Cannae, the way that Hannibal won the battle was that he put his strongest forces on the outside. He put his mercenaries on the inside. And he had this Numidian cavalry that was, the Numidians, even though in the end they ended up turning on Hannibal. God damn it. Greedy bastards. But anyway, the Numidians was supposed they was cold on them horses. Listen to me. So now you have this wall set up where he allowed the Romans to believe they were a roaring river coming and pushing through the middle of his lines. And as they start pushing through the middle, as Hannibal knew they would, right? They pushed in. His outside forces, which was his best forces, started fighting and started closing in. And then coming from the rear and coming around was the cavalry to back up the back. So now you got this group of individuals that feel their forces moving because everybody couldn't see in front of them and they just marching. And because they marching and moving, they think that they are winning. But rather than them being the thing they think they're pushing, actually Hannibal's forces was the river, and they started forming around. They started changing course and fighting in towards the middle to eventually, boom, once the Numidians came storming in from the back, you got people that's stuck in the middle where they hear people dying from the back. They hear people dying from the sides. And finally, this crew who was getting whooped on Hannibal's side up front starts seeing all these people falling. And they start seeing the people that has been pushing through them and murdering them, turning their heads. They have a second to get their breath back and they see that something is changing. And they all start collapsing on this group. Hundreds of thousands of individuals ended up squeezed so tight that some of them died from suffocation. Some of them knew that death was coming and buried their heads to suffocate themselves. And he collapsed and destroyed this whole army. With it might have been with far fewer people than they had. But anyway, you see the strategy? Sometimes making it look like you have to change or sometimes having to change how it can be good. Because Hannibal ain't give everybody the strategy. Everybody ain't know what was going on. They just had to follow orders. And they had to have that imani, which we just came off yesterday. But I'm going to stop. I forgot where I was. All right. It is what it is. All right. Now, when a mighty roaring river encounters a solid object in the path, it does not collapse. Okay, but we did that. So let's move. Look around at what modern culture has done to our spirits. We have been conditioned to worship the myth of self-made individuals. We are told from childhood that to be strong means to carry every burden alone, to lock our doors, hide our pain, and pretend we don't need a tribe. We call it hustle, hyper-independence, or staying in my own lane. In the Gye-nyame way, we recognize this for what it truly is, spiritual malware. Somebody type by say if you feel that. It is a false narrative designed to keep us weak, exhausted, and easily conquerable. I can't allow the herd to start working together. They might decide that they want to go wild. Right? I gotta keep you confined and keep you feeling helpless. All right. Think back to the story of the 7 sticks by, the adoption of 7 sticks by Brother Hatim. That's me. In that ancient tale, old man Millennium gathered his 7 children who were constantly bickering. competing and trying to outdo one another. He handed each a child a single stick and showed them how effortlessly a single branch snaps under the slightest pressure. But when those 7 sticks were bound together with twine, representing the interdependence, not even the strongest hands in the room could break the bundle. Y'all remember that? I'm going to keep on coming back to the story, as you see, because I hit that story about 50 times. I'm going to keep on hitting it till you get it, right? It's a reason that Aesop fables still are around today. You know why? Because they work. Many of us we looking for new shit when the old shit is good. We ain't used it. We're trying to invent new things when the old shit works. Homeboy says, stick together, right? Separated, we are fragile. Bound together in Umoja, we become an irresistible force. When Jesse Owens stepped onto the track in 1936 Berlin Olympics, he stood before a roaring stadium engineered around state-sponsored hatred, white supremacy, and propaganda. The world wanted him to feel utterly isolated. A lone black man standing against an empire of malice. An empire of malice. But Owens did not run as an isolated individual. He ran with the collective stride, the deep breathing, and the spiritual weight of millions of black brothers and sisters backing his every step. The heavy propaganda could not stop the river. He flowed around the lie and proved the sovereign truth of human excellence, of our excellence. He ran as Umoja incarnate. Ooh, I like that. Somebody type out share if you felt that. Have you ever operated as Umoja incarnate? Have you ever had that experience? I have. But anyway, I know the Coogee babies out there, man, but I got you. In our self-mastery practice, do not follow the additive trap of the world. We do not tell you to do more, work harder, or add more heavy spiritual luggage to your already tired shoulders. We practice via Negativa. Remember that term. I'm going to get a t-shirt with via Negativa on that shit. Self-mastery through via Negativa, the subtractive approach. True power is revealed not by adding clutter, but by scraping off the build-up. What is the build-up that we must scrape off today to reveal Umoja? Scrape off the lie of hyper-independence. Drop the heavy false narrative that says, I don't need nobody, or I got to do everything myself. That is not strength. That is trauma masquerading as pride. You were never meant to carry the weight of the cosmos on your 2 shoulders. 2, shed the illusion of the past and future noise. Remember, Chaco and the children of Unity's tale from the 7 sticks. For those that don't know, I have a book called 7 Sticks that I created for my school children. And in there, each principle has a tale. So Unity is a brother is the son of Millennium. And he's the oldest brother, so he has to tell a tale. And the tale he tells is called 7 Sticks. The tale he tells is called The Magic Birds. My fault. So to make a long story short, I'm just going to read this, but you got to get the tale to really dig this. You know what I'm saying? Insider information. You got to go to the Telegram. You got to get the books. Come on now. We got a whole ecosystem here, right? Come on now. The elder failed to chop down the magic tree because they were bewitched by the bird's song of the past, lost in memory and regret. The warriors failed because they were entranced by the song of the future, hypnotized by anxiety and speculation. It was the children who succeeded because they stayed rooted in the present moment, working together in the now. Scrape off the buildup of the past regrets and future anxieties that keep you from connecting with your tribe today. 3, release blame, shame, and guilt. Negativity thrives when we isolate ourselves in shame. Blame points fingers outwards. Guilt turns the knife inwards. Scraping off this buildup allows the natural current of peace, power, and joy to flow back into your spirit. And let me say this. Shouts out to Elder Wakesa for peace, power, and joy. That has been something that has brought life to the concepts that I've been working on. So I'm going to send those shots out. You are never alone. You have never been alone. Your lungs draw the very breath that your ancestors fought, bled, and prayed to preserve. Your nervous system carries the resilience forged through centuries of survival, triumph, and mastery. When you stand up to discipline your mind, nurture your family, or build your community, 1,000 generations stand in your shadow, pushing in your stride. So, sit upright, not right now. Align your spine, the central pillar connecting the earth and the sky. Place your right hand over your heart and feel that steady rhythmic beat. The beat is not just your heart, it is the drum of your entire lineage, beating in unison. Breathe in deeply through your nose, pulling the breath down into your belly. Inhale Umoja, acknowledge the shared life force, Ashe, that flows through all creation. Exhale slowly. Every false narrative of abandonment, lonely struggle, and isolation. Drop the weight, cut the noise, reconnect with your bundle. Family, man, all I am going to say is, this is Brother Hatim, and you know what that means. You are now listening to Gye-nyame Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms.